because of all the protection that he gets when it's on. Gosh, I could start a puppet show, couldn't I? Hello and welcome to Riding with Rhi. Hello, this is Riding with Rhi and you are watching the Rhiview, a new monthly series where I take you through my favourite products of the moment for horses and riders. Now we have about a month of summer left in 2024 for equestrians and it is warm. So today's products are going to focus on my summer essentials. We're going to start with a few things for the horses and then transition to a couple of pieces for the riders, including a foodie drinky item that I wasn't expecting to add to this review. Let's get started. As we go through the video, I would love to be able to share your knowledge as well, so let me know if you've also tried these products or if you have summer essentials for other riders. We're kicking things off with fly protection. Now the Leovet Power Phaser range is one of the most popular and it is popular for a reason. This is one of my true empties style products. I have bought this time and time again over the years. Now this is the spray version that I used to use on Woody, I now use on Harley. I believe they even do a refillable version of this now so that you can save on having to buy brand new spray bottles. But last year I also had the opportunity to try the gel version and the roll-on from Leovet themselves. I find the gel version is really great for horses that don't like spray, but it's a little bit difficult to apply in terms of actually getting it on a sponge, and I always found that some of it dropped on the floor, and these aren't super cheap, so that was a little bit frustrating. I mean, this pot here, I've got the price on the back, is £17.50. If you think about the fact that a spray is like £22 depending on where you buy it from, there's not much in the price, but I don't like the idea of wasting it. That was the only drawback for me with the gel. Otherwise I thought it had great efficacy and it worked just as well as the spray for horses that don't like the spray. The other thing I had the opportunity to try through the brand last year was the roll-on, and this was a game changer. I used the roll-on on Harley's face and ears and it works in the same way as the gel. It obviously doesn't have a spray and it was so much easier to like get it on him. What I would say though is the roll-on seemed to run out really quickly. The one I had was only small and so it was difficult weighing up the kind of value for money side, but what I would say is that all three of the Leovet products worked incredibly well. They also have the Tam Tam range. I've used them as well. I think the Power Phaser beats it for me just a touch, but I couldn't really give you the material reason why. I think I just trust Power Phaser. I think it's great. In keeping with the theme of fly protection, I'm now going to talk about a fly mask that I love. I have bought this fly mask over the years 3 times. I bought it once for Woody, I then bought 2 for Harley, one to have every day and then one as a spare because he loses them all the time. And maybe we should start with that. These are not like pony proof. I would say that the horses can sometimes get them off, but I kind of feel like they would do that with any, so it's not a reason for me not to buy it. The reason that I really like this over other fly masks is that it has ears, it also has the nose, and it has UV protection in a light colour, as well as these eye darts so that the horse can see clearly. I cannot tell you how difficult I found it to find a fly mask that had ears, a nose, UV protection, and eye darts that I felt were far enough away from the face to kind of be comfortable for the horse. It was really difficult. The other plus I would say with buying a light coloured fly mask is that you can actually put your horse's name on it. So you can see here that I've got Harley written on this one, and that is because they very easily get lost in the field and nobody knows whose fly mask is there, so having a lighter coloured one just makes it really easy to identify that it's Harley's. And the nose net was a big selling point for me. If you are someone who has a horse that has a white nose like Harley's, I was finding that I just couldn't find a sun cream that would stay on his nose for long enough. He lives out overnight, but even in the evenings his nose was just getting really, really pink, and this was the only way that I found to actually make sure that it stays protected. It goes down his nose, but it's not like all the way down, so when he's eating grass he's got a little bit of space, and I think that's important because it didn't get so much on his nerves than maybe some of the others. And then at the back you've kind of got a fleece lining around the chin area and also fleece across the inside, which I think is really nice in terms of comfort if they're going to be wearing it for a few hours or even overnight like Harley. There's 2 straps at the back under the chin, so it's easy to put on. Like I said, he gets this off a lot, so I'm not saying that it's like unstickable, but I would say that I'm sort of okay with him getting it off because of all the protection that he gets when it's on. Gosh, I could start a puppet show, couldn't I? Hello and welcome to Riding with Rhi. In today's episode, right, let's move on. Moving on to items for the rider. Now I am so so fussy about gloves, and because I have a partnership with Toggi, I've had the opportunity to try lots of different types of pairs because they're wonderful. And I can tell you with absolute certainty that these are the favourite pair of summer gloves that I've ever had. I'm someone who wears gloves all year round, but I often find in the summer that I have a pair that they're either too thick, they're uncomfortable, they don't have enough like give in the way that I can move my hand, or they're not easy to get on and off. And the on and off thing is important for me if I need to get my phone out or I want to take a picture or while I'm out hacking or a video. These, they have a smart finger so you don't have to take them off while you're taking pictures. So these Burley gloves are $27.99 and they're made from Napa leather, but I think what sets them apart for me is across the knuckles here they have this ergonomic mesh paneling, and so when you're riding in summer you just don't get so warm. I don't know how to explain it, but they are just so comfortable. They're really soft and stretchy, and even though they don't have a different material for the grip, the way that the leather has been designed around the fingers, there's like a pattern on it that just gives you a little more grip. And now I would say that my reins are quite grippy anyway, but I haven't noticed a single problem with my contact. And then I really like this Velcro close, just really simple. So that is a massive favourite for me. The other thing that's a favourite, and I can't show you it in person because typically both of the versions I have of this top are actually in the wash, but it is the Toggi Sleeveless Reflective Baselayer. So I asked for the white one from Toggi for show days because I have a really old show shirt and it was a really hot day and this is sleeveless, so I was like, right, I'm gonna have that instead. And I wore it on the show day and I absolutely loved it. It's made from a really nice technical fabric. It felt super flattering even though it was white. It's got mesh under the arms to keep you cool and stop you from overheating. And as with all Toggi stuff, it feels like it has just a really lovely cut. And so I have that one in white, but it's very similar to a very similar design I have in the pink as well. So they have it in a few variations of colours, but I've been wearing it just at the yard. And actually, we'll talk about this on another day, but I went up to Bishop Burton to do a series with Horse and Country recently, and I actually wore it to ride on one of the days because it just looks so smart and I thought it was really nice. Now, because I have a partnership with Toggi, I do have a discount code that you're able to use, so I'll share links to all of the products in the description, but there is a Toggi discount code if you want to use it. It's not an affiliate link, but I am partnered with Toggi. Finally, a slightly different product. Now, I'm someone who loves coffee at the yard. I love to have a little drink, but we have like barely any facilities. We have a kettle and that's basically it. And so I've been looking for coffee sachets and things that don't require like milk, but I like a latte. And I found these new sachets from Kenco, and I'm gonna give you the exact name and I'll put up a picture so you can see. Okay, they are called the Kenco Iced Hot Salted Caramel Latte Sachets, and they come in a recyclable cardboard box and then there's individual sachets. What I like about them is that you can use them with hot water or you can use them with cold water, so great for the summer, and also if you don't have a kettle at the yard you can do a cold like iced latte and it still works. The only drawback is that the individual sachets aren't recyclable, and that makes me feel like a little bit wasteful when I'm at the yard. An alternative to that is that Grind have these compostable coffee pods that I use, and we have a little coffee machine that somebody sort of donated to the yard, and so you can make that, but again that one needs milk. So I think if you want to go down the super recyclable route, you either need to find a version, I don't know if they do a version that's just like in a tin, or you need to use like the compostable coffee pods. But if you're at the yard and you don't have equipment, or you're at a show and you don't have electric or equipment or a kettle, these little sachets are really good for an iced coffee. Well, that is it for the very first episode of the Rhiview Summer Essentials for Equestrians. I would love to know what you think in the comments of the products I've talked about, whether you have any summer essentials that you want to share, and what you want to be reviewed next. I guess the next time we do this, we're going to be in September, so thinking about autumnal items, so maybe rugs, coats, maybe things for your skin, boots. Let me know what you want to talk about in the next video, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.